everybody, my name is Nathan Faulk. I'm the head basketball coach here at Southview High School, and I want to talk to you today about how to build a high school basketball program. I'm not saying that what I do has been the right way, but I have been experienced in doing it in two different places. I think the first thing you need to do when you take over a program at the high school level and you're trying to build it, it's been down and you're trying to build it back, is understand what your philosophy is. Figure out what you're about, and then come in there and come into that program guns blazing almost, and get people in your philosophy on your side, despite the critics, despite the naysayers. Get these kids or your kids on your side with your philosophy, and I think you'll start on the first step of success. Number two, success. I think you have to define success in a slow, marginal way. You're not in college. You can't go and recruit players to come in and run the philosophy that you want. So I think you look for your players that's in your philosophy, as we talked about earlier. But I think any success that you have, you really elaborate on that success. Whether it be in beat a crosstown rival who you haven't beaten in a while, whether it be making it to a Christmas championship game but losing it. Those are small successes that maybe that program hasn't had in a while, and I really think you celebrate those small successes. It might not be a winning season, it might not be making playoffs yet. I'm saying it's a slow, gradual thing, but small successes I think is huge to celebrate with your kids. I think it's patience. Patience is definitely a virtue. I definitely had to learn this over my 2 stops with developing a program in my program. Once again, you really have to be patient in the development of your program. People's going to come in and think you can change things in a year, 2 years, and maybe you're lucky enough when you can. But typically, if your program is down, it's been down for a reason. It wasn't gotten that way in a day, it won't be built that way in a day. So it takes a while to build your program. You must be patient. And once again, back to number 2, celebrate every little momentum and every little occasion that you get of success. Celebrate it with your kids. Number 4, I think you have to get your program noticed in a positive light. Even though on Tuesday and Friday nights you may be losing games and things may not be going your way because you are building, your kids may be down, your student body may be down, depressed, upset, negative emotion. You don't want that. So figure out something you can do to still bring positivity to your program. Something that we do, which is not only for a great cause, but it's also promote our team and our program, is Coaching versus Cancer. And we do this to raise money for cancer research and development. It's one particular night, our kids get excited, our student body gets excited, they come to the game. At least for that one night, we really feel they're behind us, and no matter what's going on during that season, or during that particular season, we feel good that night, and it's given us positive publicity within the community, newspaper, etc. Plus, it's a great thing to do. Get yourself a website. We have a website, southviewbasketball.com. We constantly are putting things up there in regards to our players, any kind of accolades they have. We put it up there. We make sure they get noticed and they get seen. Anything we can to positively advertise our program, that's what we try to do. And I think that's huge. And your program may be struggling, you may be building, to still come out with these positive lights and positive accolades, whatever they may be, and promote it. Number 5, I think you need to understand when you take over a high school program and you're trying to rebuild it, that you are single-handedly taking over one of the most gratifying experiences of your life. If you're trying to win Coach of the Year accolades and win a bunch of games, that's probably going to be tough for you to do the first few years, okay? But you need to understand that what you're doing probably has more self-satisfaction than any other job that any other coach may be doing. You're taking something that's at the very bottom and you're watching it as it grows and develops, kind of like a plant. And it feels really good at the very end after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whenever it is that you think you've made your mark on your program, to kind of watch that plant or watch that program grow and blossom. It's a lot of growing pains and heartaches and headaches along the way. And at the very end, though, when you finally made it, you're there and you're where you need to be and where you think you should be. It's very gratifying. Last but not least, I think you have to surround yourself with good people. From your coaching staff to your players, which you've already talked about before. Surround yourself with high-character kids, high-character coaches that are really to roll their sleeves up and work with you from the time you're here to the time you end to you leave. No bailing out early, wanting to put in the extra time. You've got to find coaches who are with you when it comes to that. And of course, your players have to be the same way. I really think that the harder that you work and the harder your program works, especially when you're rebuilding, the better it's going to be. And sometimes you may have to take, 2 or 3 steps back before you take a step forward, finding out who these people are, hiring the right coaches, getting the right coaches around you, the right players. You come into a program, a lot of players fall by the wayside, and you have to kind of cut your losses and keep moving. I think that's okay as long as you're surrounding yourself and your program with the best character kids, high character kids. I'm huge on high character, coaches and kids for that matter.